Hello everyone, welcome to my video today. I am going to show you I'm going to call it a 3D stamping technique or layered technique. I have 3 different ways to do it. I'm going to use these stamp sets here. And we're going to make 3D images. So let's move a couple of these out of the way. And I'm going to start with this set. I really love this set because it has so many pieces to it. You can make 3 layered or more designs, images, and it has a lot of pieces to it. I don't think you can get it anymore. You might be able to find it on eBay someday maybe, but you know, it's just a really fun stamp set and it works really great for this technique. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we take our first stamp and put it on our block, and then I'm going to rub it on my arm just to get all the dust off, and if there's any sticky on there, we just want all of that off. Then take our first color, the lightest color. You'll need 3 colors for this technique, and ink up our stamp with our lightest color and stamp it on our paper. Now the first way I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do this. So the first way is just by eyeballing it. And this stamp set works really good for eyeballing because the pieces just fit together so well. Okay, so take your second piece, do the same thing, condition it, get all the dust and everything off. Take your medium color, ink that up, and now this is where the eyeballing comes in. We're just going to eyeball where we want it, match it up, and stamp it. There. Perfect. Okay, so that's the second part of our flower, and then we'll do the third part and it's done the same way. So take your darkest color, ink up your stamp, eyeball it on where you want it, and stamp. There. Now you've got this 3D flower, and there's more pieces. There's a piece to do this center part. You would do a solid color in the dots, but I'm not going to do that right now. You would do it the same way, eyeball it to get them in the right place. So that's the first way to do it. If you don't have any tools to use, you can do it by eyeballing it. Now I'm going to show you the next step up way to do this technique and to layer your stamps. So we're going to do a leaf. And again, we need 3 colors. We need our tool. Some of you may have this and not know how to use it, or you've seen it, you don't know what it is. So this tool comes with a plastic sheet, and it's called a Stampin'-A-Jig. And we're going to use the leaf from this set. We're going to take our lightest color, our first leaf, stick it on our block, get all the dust off, ink it up, and the first one you just stamp on your paper wherever you want it. So I want it right there. Okay, now the second part is where it starts getting a little tricky. So we have the second part to our leaf, and we're going to take our second color, our medium color, ink up the stamp, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take our plastic sheet, we're going to line it up with our Stampin'-A-Jig. So this edge is right along here, this edge is right along there, and it fits right into the corner. Take your stamp, angle it however you want, and push it down into the corner there, so it's right against your Stampin' jig. Okay, now what you need to do is you have this little image, and I know you can't see it very well, but you're going to take that and you're going to put it on your leaf and line it up with your leaf right where you want it. And it's kind of hard to see. I should have used probably a little darker color, but anyway, this is how you do it. It may or may not turn out. So now you take your Stampin' jig, you line it up with your plastic sheet again, right along the edges, fit that right into the corner. Hopefully you have enough paper so you're holding your paper down in place. If not, tape it down because you don't want your paper to move. Okay, so move that out of the way. Take your stamp, ink it up again. Make sure it's angled in the direction you used the first time, and then slide it right down. And I can see already it's not going to be matched right up, but anyway, you get the idea. So I needed to do a darker color so that I could have seen it on my plastic, and then it would have lined up better like this one did. Okay, but that's the technique. We'll do it one more time with our last piece. Here, you do the same thing. Okay, clean off my plastic and take my darkest color, so I should be able to see it this time. Line your plastic up with your Stampin' jig right there in the corner. Ink up your, whoops. Oh, there it is, right on my leg. Okay. Ink up your stamp. I kind of want to angle like that. Okay, hold that in place. Stamp it right against the Stampin' jig again. And I'm going to use this image over, well, no, that's a bigger leaf. Okay. We'll just make this work. So then you line that up where you want on your project. Okay, I think I want about there. Then, again, you line up the plastic with the Stampin' jig. Make sure it's right in the corner. Move the plastic out of the way. Ink up your stamp. Make sure it's angled in the right direction. And stamp right in the corner. Okay. Well, that one didn't work too well. But you get the idea. Okay. Now for our third project, or our third technique, and this is my favorite because it's the easiest actually. So I have this stamping board. I know there's several different ones out there. This is a Tim Holtz. I know there's 2 or 3 different brands, and they all work the same way. This one, I have it on the side to do the acrylic stamps that I'm using, but you can also turn it over and it gives you the room to do rubber stamps. So if you have rubber stamps, you can use it for that technique too. There's reviews and things out on these boards, so if that's something you want to look up, you can get more information about. I have my pad under there so that I can stamp on my pad. I took some of that mat, your creative mat that you can do anything on, heat it, all that. I had a piece that was getting all crinkled up. The corners were all curling in and everything. It was just yucky. So I cut a piece to fit on here so that I wouldn't get ink all over my pad or my base. So that's what I did that. And for this one, we're going to use a bear. So how you do this is you take your paper and you take these magnets and you hold your paper down. Then you take your stamp, and I'm going to rub him off again because I see he's kind of dusty. And you place your stamp on your paper where you want him. You put the correct side down, so you'd have your back side up. And you just put him right on your paper where you want him. I could have used a bigger piece of paper, but this will work for what I'm showing you. Okay, then you just, press him on to this top piece. Just like that. Then we take our lightest color again. Generally with this one, they tell you to start with the darkest color and work your way up. So I'm doing it backwards, but hopefully it will work anyways. So you ink that up. Nice and inky. I like to smear it around and then do this because then it gives it a little different texture. Okay, so the first part's pretty easy because it's going to go right where you want it and there won't be any problem. So you just stamp it. Put a little pressure on there. You don't need a lot of pressure, just a little bit. And there you have your first impression. Okay, take that off, clean it up, set it over there. Now I'm going to take my second part, and here again you have your back side up and you line it up with, it's kind of like the first technique where you're eyeballing it, except nothing's going to move and you're probably going to get it right where you want it. I hope. Things never work out on camera the way they're supposed to, but hopefully this works good enough. Okay, so you stick that on there again. Take your medium color, ink him up. And stamp him. All right. See how cool that is? I love this bear. This bear is from Stampin' Up, and you can still get him. I just love this bear. And okay, now for our third piece. And clean him off again. Line him up. Make sure the back side is up because I've put the back side down before and it's made a big mess. You just get a big rubbery blob. So make sure your back side is up. And line him up really good. I think that's where he should be. Okay. And take your darkest color again, like we did in the other two projects. Ink him up really good and stamp him. And there you go. You have this cute 3D bear. Isn't that the cutest bear you ever saw? And he has a little bow that comes with him. So you can make him a bow and put on there and, do all kinds of things with him. But that's the techniques I wanted to show you today. If you don't have any tools, you can still do a 3D stamping. If you don't have a lot of money to spend, you can start out with thingamajig. I think it's under 10 bucks. It's been a while since I bought mine, so I'm not really sure. And then, once you get into your craft and you have lots more to spend on crafts and everything, you can move into the better or easier, I guess, tools. So that's just what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you liked this video. Please leave your comments for me if there's anything you want me to show you. I've been stamping for many years, so I've learned a lot of things over the years that I can share with you. I just need some ideas of what you would like me to share. And always remember, today is a good day to remember. Or like I say, go procrastinate. I love that word, but procrastinate. Go procrastinate today. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.